everyone, welcome back to English Cat. I'm Emma.
And I'm Ryan. It's great to have you with us today. Grab a cup of coffee or tea, relax, and let's spend some time together.
You know, Ryan, this morning I was sitting in a cafe, just drinking my tea and watching people walk by. It was so peaceful.
Sounds nice. Were you secretly watching people to learn English, Emma?
Maybe a little bit. But honestly, it made me think about how we learn new words every single day without even trying. You don't always need a thick textbook or a huge list to memorize.
That's so true. In fact, standard word lists can be kind of boring, right? You try to memorize 20 words, and by the next day, you've forgotten 19 of them.
Exactly. But when you see a word on a sign or hear it in a conversation, it sticks in your head. It becomes real.
Exactly. Today, we're talking about how learning English happens naturally in normal daily life, when you're out shopping, commuting, watching videos, or hanging out with friends. And guess what? Later in the episode, we're going to connect all these everyday experiences to something really exciting: finding and describing your dream job.
Ooh, I love that topic. Our career goals and our everyday life are so closely linked. So, to our listeners out there, think about your own day today. Did you learn a new English word today? Hold that thought because we're going to dive right in.
All right, so let's start with something we all do every week: grocery shopping. Emma, do you actually pay attention to words when you're in the store?
All the time. Just yesterday, I was standing in the middle of the supermarket looking for rice. I was walking down a long aisle, that's the passage between the rows of shelves, and I noticed all these different signs above my head.
Oh yeah, grocery stores are full of vocabulary. Every single shelf has labels.
Right. I saw a big sign above the fruit section that said fresh produce. At first, I paused. I thought, produce? Like producing something? But then I looked around at the apples, oranges, and lettuce, and I realized it simply meant fresh fruits and vegetables.
That's a classic example. You didn't look it up in a dictionary first, you just looked at the environment. It made sense immediately. What happened when you went to pay?
Well, I went up to the cashier, the person who handles the money at the store. She was very friendly. She scanned my items, told me the total, and asked if I wanted a discount card.
Ooh, who doesn't love a discount? Lower prices are always welcome.
Right! I saved $2. Then she handed me my receipt, that little paper showing what I bought, and said, "Have a nice day." It was such a quick, normal conversation, but it was completely in English.
Think about that for a second. In just 10 minutes at the store, you saw customer service in action, learned words like produce, aisle, cashier, and receipt. No flashcards required.
Exactly. Think about your last shopping trip, listeners. What signs or labels did you notice? There's vocabulary hidden everywhere around us.
You know, another place where I pick up tons of words is online. I spend way too much time watching videos after work.
Don't we all? What kind of videos do you usually watch, Ryan?
Mostly cooking channels and travel videos. But here's the trick. I always turn on English subtitles.
Subtitles are a complete game changer for B1 learners. Seeing the text while hearing the sound helps your brain connect the spelling with the pronunciation.
Exactly. The other night, I was watching a video about a chef building his own restaurant. He kept talking about his daily schedule. I knew the word meant his daily plan or timetable, but he used it in a cool way. He said, "Having a flexible schedule allows me to be more creative."
Ah, creative. That's such a great word. It means having original ideas or using your imagination to make new things.
Yes, and the video algorithm gave me a recommendation for another video right after. An advertisement popped up first, a short video commercial promoting a language app. Normally I skip ads, but this one used the word habit.
A habit is something you do regularly, almost automatically, like drinking water in the morning or checking your phone.
Right. The ad said building a daily learning habit is the secret to fluency. That really stayed with me. Just by sitting on my couch watching a quick video, I reinforced 4 great words: subtitles, schedule, creative, and habit.
That's fantastic. You weren't studying hard, you were just relaxing.
Speaking of walking around, what about when you commute? Whether you take the bus, the train, or walk through the city center, street signs are like free mini lessons.
Oh, absolutely. Yesterday, I was riding the subway to meet a friend. I looked up at the digital screen on the train and saw an announcement about job opportunities.
Really? What did it say?
It said, "Join our team. Great career opportunity for enthusiastic people."
Opportunity is such a powerful word. It basically means a chance to do something good, like getting a better job or learning a new skill.
Exactly. And as I walked out of the station onto the main street, I passed a coffee shop with a chalkboard outside. It said, "Looking for a flexible barista. Must love coffee and enjoy talking to people."
I love reading chalkboards outside cafes. They always use simple, warm language. Flexible is an important word too. In a work context, it means you can adapt to different hours or changing plans easily.
Yeah, like working morning shifts sometimes and afternoon shifts other times. Then, right next to the cafe, there was a public library board with poster flyers. One flyer invited people to a community project.
A project. A planned piece of work that takes time and effort. You see, Ryan, as you were just walking through the city, you saw opportunity, skill, flexible, and project. You were basically reading a job description without realizing it.
I really was. It shows that city life is full of text waiting to be noticed. Have you ever noticed street signs or posters in English around your town? Next time you go out, try to spot 3 new words.
Signs and videos are great, but nothing beats actual human interaction. Talking with different people is where vocabulary comes alive.
I totally agree. Last weekend, I went to a local meetup for coffee, and I ended up talking to someone who just started a new job.
Nice. What did they talk about?
She was telling me about her new colleague. That's a person you work with. She said her whole team was super welcoming, but she also mentioned her main responsibility in the company.
Oh, responsibility can sound like a scary word, but it just means the duties or tasks that you are in charge of doing.
Exactly. She said her primary duty was to communicate with customers from different countries. She was a bit nervous at first because English wasn't her native language, but she said the experience was helping her become much more confident.
That is so inspiring. Confident means believing in your own abilities and feeling sure of yourself. It's something every language learner works toward.
Right? She told me, at first it was a big challenge, but every time I solve a problem, it feels like a personal achievement.
Wow, what a great way to put it. Let's pause on those 2 words for a second. A challenge is something difficult that tests your effort, while an achievement is something success achieved through hard work. They go hand in hand.
They really do. Facing a challenge leads straight to an achievement. And talking to her reminded me that every person we meet has a story, and every conversation brings new words like colleague, communicate, experience, and confident. All these words we've been talking about, responsibility, flexible, opportunity, skill, creative, they all lead to one big topic: describing your dream job.
Yes, this is where everything comes together. When people ask you, what is your dream job? What do you actually think about?
When I was little, I wanted to be an astronaut. I thought floating in space sounded like the ultimate profession. A profession is just a type of job that requires special training or education.
An astronaut, Emma. That would have been amazing. I wanted to be a professional guitar player. But as we grow up, our ideas often change, right? Our realistic career goals shift based on what we enjoy doing every day.
Exactly. A career is the total journey of your working life over many years. When we think about a dream job today, it's not just about a high salary, the money you earn each month. It's about how the job makes you feel.
100%. For many people now, a dream job might be a remote job that allows them to travel, or a position where they can help others and solve interesting problems.
To get that dream job, you usually have to fill out an application, the formal request for a job, and go through an interview, which is the meeting where they ask you questions to see if you are a good fit. Right. And during an interview, what are employers looking for? They aren't just looking for someone who memorized a dictionary. They want someone who can communicate clearly, who is curious about learning, and who can handle workplace challenges.
Yes! That's why learning English in natural, daily contexts is so helpful. When you talk about your work experience in an interview, you sound natural and genuine because you learned the words from real-life situations.
Exactly. If your goal, your target or aim, is to work in an international company or travel the world, English is the tool that opens that door.
So, Ryan, why do you think learning vocabulary naturally works so much better than traditional memorization?
Well, let's compare two methods. Method 1. You sit at a desk with a list of 30 words. You read them 10 times. It feels like heavy work, your brain is tired, and you don't really know how to use the words in a real sentence.
Just thinking about that makes me sleepy.
Right? Now, look at method 2. You watch a funny video, you spot a sign on your walk home, or you chat with a friend at a cafe. You hear a word like improve, which means to get better at something, used in a real sentence. You notice the context, the emotion, and the situation.
And because there's a memory or a feeling attached to that word, your brain holds on to it. It becomes part of your active vocabulary, not just passive knowledge.
That's the core philosophy behind everything we do here on English Cat. When you improve your skills naturally, it doesn't feel like studying. It just feels like living your life while staying curious.
Curious is such a key word here.
Being curious means having a strong desire to learn or know things. When you are curious, everyday life turns into an adventure. A street sign becomes a lesson, a movie becomes practice, and a casual chat becomes a way to build confidence.
That's so true. So if your goal is to land your dream job, don't stress over thick grammar books every night. Focus on making English a tiny part of your daily routines and habits. Listen to podcasts, read labels, ask questions, and enjoy the process.
Well, Emma, we've covered a lot today, from supermarket aisles to job interviews, and from subway signs to dream professions.
We really have. And to our listeners, take a moment right now to reflect. What is your dream job? Is it becoming a designer, a manager, a teacher, a software developer, or something completely unique?
Whatever your goal is, remember that every new word you learn today brings you one step closer to achieving it. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to keep going, step by step, day by day.
Absolutely. Be proud of the effort you are putting in right now. Listening to this podcast is already a fantastic step toward improving your English. Keep your eyes and ears open tomorrow. Notice the signs around you. Turn on those English subtitles and try using at least one new word you heard today in a simple sentence. Thanks for spending time with us today. Keep listening, keep learning, and we'll see you in the next episode here on English Cat. Have a wonderful day.
Bye, everyone. Take care.